Yeah, I could not and I would not have, I could not have done it without James. I would not have done it without James, and I would not have been able to do it without James. He is, we found each other about 14 years ago when I brought him in as a consultant to help me do some fairly simple things compared to Menlo at the time, but we quickly, in a business sense, fell in love with each other. He was suggesting some crazy ideas, and every time he did it, I said yes. And he was a consultant, and he pulled me aside one day and he says, Rich, you don't understand how consulting works. He says, you have to say no at least once, because then if whatever I'm suggesting to you fails, I can go back and say, it's because you said no here, but if you say yes every time, you'll be able to hold me accountable for the results. And I think at that point, we both recognized we'd found two people that were really special, because I was gonna say yes every time, and sure, I was gonna hold him accountable, but I was in the same canoe he was, and he knew it. And we actually transformed a 30-year-old tired public company to look like what you saw in the video. It was a company on the west side of Ann Arbor, and over the course of 2 years, took everyone out of their cubes and offices, transformed them into a place that looked just like Menlo. And in 2001, it was rocking and rolling. I was back to joy. I'd been a long time in that trough of disillusionment I referred to in the video, and now I'm back to joy. And then in 2001, it was all taken away from me. When the internet bubble. Remember 2001? Were you guys alive in 2001? The internet bubble burst. The California company that bought Interface Systems, where I was a VP, shuttered every remote office they had, including the Java factory at Interface Systems, as we called it there. And I was out of work for the first time in my life, and I was 43 years old. And I went home, I told my wife that I'd lost my job, and she looked at me, a little bit of tears in her eyes, and she said, "You're unemployed?" And I said, "No, honey, I'm an entrepreneur now." And that's when we started Menlo.